Welcome to Bemovation. My name is Noluthando Chabalala, also known as the Advocate of Self-Love. This is episode 13, and as usual, my guest, absolutely incredible, dynamic. Her name is Norma Mzizi. She is a sexpert, okay? You know, I'm shy to talk about these things, but she's going to be doing more of the talking. She's also a life coach, and she is the founder of Nanaya Aphrodisiac Range. Her life's mission is really simple: for you to know that you are love in motion. Norma, welcome and thank you for being part of the Bemovation podcast.
Thank you, Noluthando. You are love in motion. Regardless of the pace, you are love in motion.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You look lovely.
Thank you, just as you do.
Norma, the topic for this season is channeling your inner fire to pursue your success. And I know that you would not be doing all the things that you are doing. You would not be all that you are if you did not have that inner fire. What is that inner fire for you?
Wow, that's a beautiful question.
Thank you.
And for me, when I read that question, I said, sometimes or generally people think it's going to be something so amazing, so beautiful that pulled me. I believe my higher self, God, source, did everything for me the other way around. I grew up on a silver platter. My life was amazing. And then the inner fire took me through fire. It took me through pain. It took me through heartbreak. It took me through no parents. It took me through pain, as you can imagine it. So that inner fire was a literal fire that I had to get out of. So someone might say, oh, but that's everybody's general story. For me, whenever I'd ask for patience, for guidance, most things would be taken away, and then I would have to practically be patient and practically take myself out of situations, which allowed me to be patient with myself as well, be patient with the other people around me. And for most of the time, I couldn't understand what's going on. Why me? Why do this to me? Why show me a better life and then only to get to a certain point in my life, and everywhere I step, it's sinking sand, and everything I do just doesn't happen. And with time, I realized that every experience initiates me for the next person that I'm going to have to help.
Wow.
This was even before I studied being a life coach, before I even thought I'd touch psychology. I used to be in organized religion, church space. People would come to me from nowhere, Sis Norma, I'm going through this. And then they'd want to talk. Even couples, that time I'm single. People naturally gravitated to hearing from me about what they should do. And sometimes after talking to them, I'd be like, where did that come from? Till later, after studying and putting this into, what would be accepted when you're now having to tell people about your accolades and what you've studied. But life put me through its own varsity, its own studies, way before I went into any educational institution.
Yes.
And then that's when spirit started coming to me and showing me, like, listen, have you noticed that most of the things that you're having to talk about or that you are understanding now, you've been through them? And I was like, okay. It was slow.
The revelation
was slow. So the fire for me was a furnace, and then it gradually came to a good, nice temperature. Now it's air conditioning.
Wow.
Now I'm able to feel it when it's for you or it's for me, and then I channel it.
I love that.
And harness it.
I really love that. I think you are the first guest that basically said, for me, the fire was actually literal fire. What pulled you through? Because the things that you've mentioned, even though you really are just, highlighting, what pulled you through those dark moments? And what is it that you can actually say, this is what I did, whether practically or even, metaphysically? What pulled you through that very same fire that is now an air conditioner?
Wow. For the longest time, I didn't know because I was failing to identify with many things. Like I said, I went through organized religion. I went through traditional religions,
Yes.
or, I went through a lot of things and I just could not identify or relate. It was only up to a certain point, and then everything else would be, no, it's just not there.
Mm-hmm.
So to answer you in a nutshell, what put me in the fire got me out of the fire, which is my higher self, which is the fire itself.
Mm-hmm.
It knew
Yes.
that it had me in it. It wasn't going to devour me. It was just polishing, pruning, and helping me. So it knew which temperatures and when and how. And it took me out, in as much as I didn't know that it was the actual fire that was
Yes.
doing that to me. So it allowed me to roll and cry, go to the Bible, go to the different practices that were available to me at any given time. But that didn't change anything.
Yes.
You go to counseling, coaching. It only shifts just a little bit, but then when you're home, the fire is waiting for you.
Mm-hmm.
So that which put me in the fire was the fire, and it knew when and how to take me out of it. And today, I'm aware that whether I want to call it the higher self, source,
Yes.
God,
Mm-hmm.
that is what got me out of the situation. And the practices, the one thing that I think we should all just learn is to give up.
Mm-hmm.
By give up, I don't mean stop trying. I mean, sometimes just allow that thing that you can feel, that thing that is refusing to take anything else.
Yes.
Sit down and break down. Cry if you must. Let go. Stop trying to control it yourself. Just allow it to happen. That's when you'll calibrate into air conditioning.
I love that. Almost like to surrender, right? To
Surrender.
go with the flow.
Yes.
So, Norma, the reason that the Beaumovision podcast exists is because we are collaborating beauty with motivation. But the beauty that we are talking about, yes, it is the outward beauty because that does count, right? But it is really to cultivate that inner beauty. And you have, in all honesty, just simply laid out where, I guess a sense of your beauty comes from. Can you take us through the journey now of being able to come out of that fire with that fire on top of that fire
During
that fire
amongst
the fire because you are the fire, right? But on a really serious note, how would you describe that journey of the Nomsa that was, born with a silver spoon? However, life flipped. And then you were then introduced to maybe circumstances and things that you did not think you'd experience and had to pull yourself out of there. How would you describe that journey, and how did you actually get to where you are now, where you are a productive member of society, a businesswoman, a life coach, and a sexpert? And the reason I ask this question is because through the Beaumovision podcast, I want to teach the audience that your life does not end with the difficult times and the crisis. Your life, it does not mean that as soon as you've been hit by life, you stop there and you run to alcohol, or you run to drugs, or you run to promiscuity. You know what I mean? So how would you describe your journey, and how did you get to the present day, Norma?
All right. Do we have 10 years?
Technically, we don't.
Okay, let me see how I can.
Go for it.
So, I think the pain starts when my mom passes away. I'm 17. I'm her only child. So now this child that could get and be and do anything that she wanted.
Yes.
the carpet is pulled from under the rug. But I didn't know that then, because you have what you think are your relatives.
Yes.
And you have what you think are people who have your back. So you're looking around, the funeral is full, people are still around during that, let's say, month. People are making promises. My mother was somebody who did a lot of things for a lot of people.
Yes.
And so from the guilt of the moment, don't worry, when you're done with this, I'll take you in. What are your aspirations? What do you want to do? I'll pay for this. Everybody has something that they've promised you, until a month later when they don't.
And it's that quick.
Very quick, very quick. Simple things as now you need sanitary pads or whatever girly things, and you reach out to your, not even the other people, like maybe your uncle, the closest. And then it's, side eye. Who do you think you are? Where do I get that money from? And you're thinking, my mom used to give me the card to go to the pharmacy. I used to do what I want. Now this one. You start looking. And I think the reason why I'll keep saying that fire knew what it was doing, there was always something that made me think. It was painful, yes, but I always thought, I'd stop and think, why is this person doing this? There's this thinking moment that always comes to me now that I know what it is. Then, most of us go through it, but we don't stop and listen to it. Mom is gone. My relatives are behaving differently. What now? And then I told myself, because I was about to write, it was 2 weeks into me writing.
Yes.
So I was like, I have to do this, with or without her. There's still me. There's still something that I need to do. So there's this pull that you just be like, okay, I'm going to just dry my tears. I'm just going to do this. Even the teachers were worried. Are you going to be able to write? Are you going to be able? I said, it's fine. I'll do this. So I feel like I didn't even grieve at that point. It's fine. Let's do this. So there's this tenacity, this never mind, I will do it.
Yes.
That grows or, boils up.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to dating life. You meet people, you have this picture of what you want, the whole lovey-dovey, romantic, I'll be your mom, you'll be daddy, and then we'll build our empire.
Our family.
Hey, and then people start showing you that what you think love isn't really love. First experience of falling pregnant, and you're excited, and you're thinking your partner will be excited with you, and then they'll tell you, no, I'm not excited. I don't want that yet. Choose me or the baby. I want your attention. I love our energy. I love what we're doing. And you're thinking, I must choose. That's not what I have in my mind.
Yes.
Thinking point again. That's not what you go back to the drawing board, and then again I had to choose, and
yes.
I chose my daughter and myself at that point. But then there's still this longing, this questioning of, but how come it's happening so well for the next person? Where am I missing it? What am I not pressing right? And this time I'm already in, organized religion. I'm believing for things. I'm saying, but they said if we do it this way, there's a blueprint that we've been taught. What's going on? What's wrong with me? That was, I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but I always used to come back to me. What am I doing wrong? Remember, what's wrong with me? Why aren't my relatives doing what my mom was doing for me? What's changed? And then relationships. What am I doing wrong? Why can't this person be excited and be happy, and we take care of our child, and we get married, and we, what's wrong? And then I'll go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
The answer doesn't come, but the question remains. Then you've got friends who will love you when they choose to love you.
Yes.
Norma, can you do this for us? Norma, can you,
Yes.
You are ever doing, ever planning, ever helping. And then when you stop and think, okay, it's my birthday, maybe someone will surprise me with a party. It's 6 p.m. and no one remembered. How, guys, then I go back to it. What am I missing? I give all this and hope to get it back.
Yes.
Where is the problem? what am I not giving enough of? Until to a point where I still remember this day so vividly. I was in my room. I used to have relaxed hair and I used to love makeup. Right now I wear makeup, but then I was like,
An avid
show up.
lover
I was the slay. Please them, show them. That girl. What they call an it girl now, I think. But those days we still had the straight eyebrows.
Yes.
But yeah, and then I was like, do I even like all this? Because I was getting ready for church. I was burning my hair with the dong and, I was in it. And then just something just made me stop and say, do I even like all these things that I'm doing? Is this what I really like? And I looked at myself in the mirror. I felt like so much of a doll, too much of a doll and too much of,
an
who am I?
object.
Yes. You look at everything, you're like, do I really like all this?
Yes.
I remember breaking down. It didn't make sense when I tried to explain it to somebody else why I was crying. And I was like, you're crying over not wanting to wear makeup, not wanting. They didn't get it then.
Because it was a build up.
Yeah.
All these things.
Yes, I'm trying to be good enough. I'm trying to look right. I'm trying to be this person that someone will choose.
Yes.
Do you understand? And it was not happening. I'm this friend who will make sure that somebody has a surprise party. I'm this friend that will come to your house and cook up a storm and please cook for you.
Yes.
And then you come and please your boyfriend and I'm gone and they'll think it's you. I'm that kind of friend. I'm the friend who will take off whatever I have and let you wear it or keep it because choose me. Please. That's who I was that time.
Yeah.
Then I just broke down. And then I just felt like becoming plain Jane. I remember where I used to work, they'd be like, how so plain Jane, man?
Yes.
I just felt like
But that was
letting
your
it all-
transition, right?
Yes.
That was you rebirthing yourself.
I didn't even know that at that time. I just let go of it all. I wasn't too worried about what I'm wearing.
Yes.
I could say someone might even call it a tomboy phase.
Yes.
Like I just, whatever, it's fine. And then that's when I decided to let everything naturally be what it has to be. So cut my relaxed hair. I let my hair grow as it is. Let me see what will happen as it is. I stopped wearing makeup, stopped a lot of things just to see. I just wanted to see who is this person and what's going to happen.
Yes.
And then I looked for simple, natural ways to just take care of my skin and my hair. I literally remember I walked into this traditional, it's not a traditional shop per se, but it's a shop with organic stuff.
products,
But at that
yes.
time, you'd be like,
Yeah.
There was shea butter and coconut oil. And I think that was cocoa butter. I'm not sure. So I walk in there, this lady, she's Nigerian, and I'm like, what's this? It smells funny, but I heard it's good for my skin. She's like,
Yes.
yeah, it's good. And she explains everything. Then I'm like, can I put it on my hair as well? And she's like, yes. Fine. I started doing that. Hey, everybody's asking me now, what are you doing to your hair? What are you doing to your skin? What are you
Yes.
doing? And I'm thinking, it's this thing that smells so bad.
Yeah, because it doesn't have the pleasant smell
No,
at all. Yes.
the original stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, do I want to tell people or do I? And, people would nudge and push and push and push. And
Yes.
eventually I'm like, this is what I'm using. But let me see if I can make it. But again, I've always had this thing of, I want it to be better for you. Even if it smells for me, but let me make it smell better for you. You understand? Then I mixed it with coconut oil and other oils. I played around, and then I'd give it to people. That time, I'm not even thinking of a business. I'm thinking of being Norma that people love.
Yes.
Buying love.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just giving them what they want from you.
So that they can go and also enjoy the skin that I'm enjoying and the hair that I'm enjoying. And then sometimes I'll be like, no, go and buy this and this and this and mix it. And then people would come back to me like, hi, man. There's this Xhosa friend of mine. It's Aina la touch.
Yes, your essence.
Yes. She'd always be like, la touch. And I'm like, what touch?
Yes.
No, ngifuna le touch. That's how Norma's touch was born.
Yes.
Like, no, so that butter, I'd make it, and then she'd be like, ngicela Norma's touch ham, ngifuna touch ham. You know, and then many people are like, yini le nami ngiyayifuna. There's no brand, there's nothing. It's just a container with my mixed stuff. And then that's how the name was born, Norma's touch. Siyayihleka le nto. Nami ngifuna le ne-touch yakho.
So what I'm understanding is that your spiritual awakening basically birthed your elevation.
Yes.
Because from, the average eye, and that's why we always tell you to look within and open up your third eye, from just, looking at what you are relaying, it just seems like someone was going through stuff. But if you are really in tune and in alignment, you were going through a spiritual awakening and you were shedding all of these things so that you can be rebirthed.
Yes.
How did you then, or at which point rather, did you decide that, okay, Norma's touch is no longer just something random. This is a business. And I have to take this from where it is to the next level. What is it that clicked, or what was that aha moment when you realized that, no, I can't be playing around. This is no longer me just mixing something. This is literally something that must serve the world.
There's this friend and mentor of mine who always loved reprimanding me about me pleasing everybody and doing things for other people. So this one time, she asked me to make the butter for her, and then she pays me. And then I said, why are you paying me? I always make this for you. You gave me everything. Then she says, no, I want you to understand money. I want you to enjoy money. You want me to enjoy money, understand money? Okay. And then she's like, I want you, next time when somebody asks you, even if they bring their stuff, I want you to value the energy that you put into it.
Did you catch that? Did you catch that? Put value towards the energy that you're putting into certain things.
It didn't click, but I listened. I started, when somebody wants something, then I'll tell them the price. And then, I'll just go over the different things that I'll do for them. Because remember, now I'm doing things for hair and for skin. You bring your stuff, I mix for you. And then, again, I went back to that Nigerian lady. So I'm having a conversation with her about how people are coming. And she's like, I've got so many things. It's just that here at the shop, I've got these few because people don't know the stuff. This is back in 2012, 11.
Yes.
Organic products were not a thing.
It was still a conversation and kind of what is organic, but we truly were not fully exposed to organic products. Yes.
We were still very busy with the artificial aesthetic and what we must do about our curly hair. And, we were still very busy about that. So she ignites this flame. She makes it a degree higher about energy, about thinking deeper, about money. And I'm working. The money is not that good, but I'm working. Even my colleagues would have me make them the butter and everything else. And then I decide, so how then do I make this worth money? Because you know how people are. The moment you want something from them, they pull back.
Correct.
Do you understand? So then I decided to package, make it look cute and nice, and then sell. So from that time, we're like, okay, guys, you don't have to buy your own thing and bring it to me. I'll buy everything organic, because some people bring the other stuff from the pharmacy that's diluted and whatever, right? I'm like, from now on, I'll buy everything. I'll do everything. Just pay for the product in full. And then I remember the first body butter was 70 Rand back then. I'm like, after adding everything plus my energy, it will be 70 Rand.
Yes.
And then, funny enough, more people who were not interested when I was saying, okay, bring your stuff, started coming, because now this is something that is packaged and this is something that looks good.
It represents
It represents
value.
And not a lot of people even believed that I'm making it in the kitchen at home because this looks nice, this looks good, this smells right.
Yes.
And then people started buying, telling someone to tell somebody, and. That's how the first butter, tip to toe butter, I refuse, even up to today, when, you go through marketing and everything, people are like, nah, everybody's doing body butter. Why don't you focus? I'm like, you know what, guys? I come from far with this butter.
Yes.
So the other products are in. I think we've got 16 products now. But tip to toe butter, even when I'm doing ads or whatever, I must be the one in that advert because I understand that attachment that I have with it.
It makes sense. It's very sentimental.
Very.
It's very sentimental.
Yes.
So I'm even scared now to ask. So if your spiritual awakening brought you to, your organic products, it brought you to the butter. How did we get to the
I know where we're going.
How did we get to the aphrodisiac products? Because we have to touch on Nanaya as well before we start wrapping up.
You know what? Let me talk about Nanaya because she's here today. She's who?
Yes.
Nanaya is an Egyptian sensuality and sexuality, fertility, and war goddess. I also didn't know all these things when when I decided,
yes,
I'm now going to incorporate aphrodisiacs. It came from now the experience of, I'm a life coach now. I'm talking to couples, I'm talking to people, and I'm thinking everything that they need is in them. Again, an advocate for it's all in here.
Correct.
You just need to bring it out. And people always want something. They need a crutch, so to
tangible.
say. Something tangible, something I can hold, something I can say, now because I have the massage oil, I'm ready to get into the bedroom because the massage oil is there.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it became a crutch. And then I said to myself, what is it that I can give people that will work, that is already everything that we use at Norma's Touch is already in your kitchen if you are one of those people that like organic living. It's herbs and oils and butters that you could literally eat. But the alchemist in me, the fire, is the one that is now brewing them in different ways, in different quantities to work a certain way. So I started off with the teas. If you drink this tea, incorporate it in your daily lifestyle, your hormones will come down. You'll be less nervous. You'll be okay, and you will want to do bedroom dealings.
Yes.
And people are like, okay, give me the tea. And then someone will be like, I don't like tea. What can I put maybe for my partner? And, we don't want it to be obvious. Okay. Then I went into the drops.
Yes.
Also found a way to use your daily stuff that you could eat and should be eating anyway. Made it into tinctures, which are the his or hers drops. And then now it's something small that you can even hide if you want to hide it. So I'm really working on the people and what they need and how to help them bring themselves out.
I love that.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because if you say to them, go and make this and make it sound like it's coming from them, it's difficult. So
that
give them the
trust.
Yes, give them the crutch.
Yes.
In life coaching, they say when you find somebody on the road with a broken leg, a psychologist will want to know, how did it break? When did it break? The time, how does it feel? And you go deeper and deeper into the breakage. And then in life coaching, you divert to say, your leg is broken. What do you want to do? I want to go across the road. Okay, your sex life is broken. What do you want to do? I want to embrace it. Fine. I am going to help you get to the other side.
Yes.
And here's your crutch. Here's the massage oil. Here are the drops, or here's the tea. You choose. But we are crossing. We are not going to go too much into why and how you got here. We want to get you to where you're going. So that's after we've had the counseling, the coaching, and that moment of breaking down and blaming him or blaming her, no problem. We establish that. Now what's next? No, I want to be able to be in the mood for him. No problem. Take the drops.
Yes.
And then, Baba, What's your problem? Ish, no, it's just that I just want to get it over and done with. So 2 minutes is a lot for me. Why is she complaining? No problem. Take this. You go 30 minutes. Okay, but then I hardly am in the mood. When I touch her, she's not interested. Okay, here's a massage oil. With oils that I've put that will have a scent
Yes.
that will bring both of you to the present moment. And then when you massage each other, the one is not thinking, leave me alone, I want to go cook, or the other is thinking, let's do this, I've only got 2 minutes.
Yes.
Then you take that massage oil, take your drops, I'll meet you on the other side. And then you have people that are in their 40s and 50s telling me, Sis Norma, now I know what an orgasm is.
Wow.
Before I used to be, okay, yes, and agree with everyone else. You know, people talk in
Yes.
parties, in places, and you also agree because everyone is agreeing, Anish. But now I know what I'm talking about.
I love this. I love this because when you say that you are a holistic life coach, this is exactly what it means. You tackle all these issues and challenges from different areas. And I really would like you at home to really just explore how you can develop your services to even bigger and greater heights, because it didn't stop with you, being in the psychological space. It even went on to, you literally have stretched well-being to as far as possible. I really love that. Business development, stretching out yourself, and really taking yourself and your business to the next level as much as possible. Because you could start out offering one thing, but when you actually introspect, you realize it can go further. It can go further than where you are right now. Norma, thank you so much. You have, in this short space of time, you've taken us from then to now. When you look back, when you look at everything you've been through, especially the tough times, did you ever imagine that past Norma would be present day Norma? And if there's anything you can say to past Norma today, what can you say to her?
Phew. Well, never in my life at that time did I even think I would serve people in a sense of coaching them, counseling them. I had my own, I would be a medical doctor if I had followed that other voice. But then the fire in me today, dear Norma, who is 17, your dreams didn't die. They actually erupted. So that volcano, when people were looking and they were seeing this fire burning everything, and people who've been in my life and know the real story, because it didn't just end there.
Yes.
It So that volcano that some people just saw and just discredited me, it's over. What else can she be? The mother is gone. Who's going to take her to the expensive places that she thought she'd go and get that education? Some people who discredited me after I had children, who's going to marry her now? Because I had my daughter and then 3 more after that. And then people would discredit you for the things that society and the template are putting. And I just kept going. And so I want to say to her that your dreams didn't die. They actually erupted into a volcano. And it was never about you. It was never for you. It was always for the collective. You were never for yourself. You were for everybody. But now you know how, because before that thing of making other people okay was coming from what I'd want to call negative space, because you were people pleasing.
Yes.
But now you are serving. You're no longer pleasing. And from a place where you understand and know why. It's not necessarily from if I do this for them, they might choose me. Or if I do this for them, they might want me. Exactly.
Keep me.
Now I purely exist, and my energy and that fire radiates. It's air conditioning where it's needed. as I'm needed. It's no longer a pushing thing for me to do it because it happens.
Yes.
Now it's happening. I'm no longer doing. It's just happening on its own.
I love that.
And in as much as I'm still going through, you still initiate in different parts because there's higher devils or bigger devils for the different, different levels.
The higher the level, the bigger the devil.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So it's not that it stops. Please, I don't want people to think that, okay, after this, then it stops. No, it depends on where you are going. And like you've already expressed, I didn't know I was going to be serving people from their skin to their minds. Now I'm in their bedrooms.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But it kept coming on its own.
Yes.
And my experiences initiating into all those different avenues personally, I can personally speak to couples, speak to teenagers, speak to people who are going through stuff that I've gone through, and it's so easy for me because a lot of people also ask me, how come it's so easy for you? We are not supposed to be talking about these things. These are things that we sweep under the carpet and smile and show up. And I just chose not to because it feels better here. It feels better being comfortable because those people that are outside living a facade, they still come to me and be like, okay, so what must I do next? And then they go outside looking like they'll come back. So I'm happier here. I'm happier here.
And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you are able to tell your inner child that I'm happier here, because in that way you actually get to heal them. Because I always say that in as much as we believe that God is omnipotent and omnipresent, meaning he is in the past, the present, and the future, we also hold the same qualities.
Yes.
Because we are in the past, we are in the present, and we are in the future. Hence, we aspire to be in that future. So thank you so much, Norma, for sharing, parts of yourself and for really taking us through, how you transitioned, because your story, in all honesty, really holds the principle of transitioning, metamorphosis. And so many people to this day, or so many people in this day, truly don't really understand what's happening with me. Why do I not want certain things? I love the fact that you shared that you cut off your relaxed hair and you want it to be natural. And there may be someone going through the same, feeling like, I no longer want to wear certain things. I no longer want to wear certain clothes. I don't know what's going on with me. May this episode be a little bit of indication that maybe you are going through a metamorphosis. You're going through a change. And as Norma said, maybe sit with that fire. Allow it to happen. Don't resist. Don't fight back. Don't criticize yourself. Don't label yourself and say, I'm going crazy. And even if other people are labeling you, don't take it personal. Let them view you as they view you. And yes, it might be uncomfortable and hurt, but just know that something is happening inside of you, and you are going through a metamorphosis. That's why you have to tell your mom, tell your sister, tell your uncle, even tell your ex to subscribe to this channel so they can be a better person. Norma, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being part of the Bemovation Podcast Season 2.
Thank you, Noluthando. And thank you guys for listening. And as always, remember, if you cannot eat it, it should not be on your skin or your hair. And in the bedroom, bring yourself.
It's a wrap.